Hey guys, welcome in. If you're new or just passing through my channel, welcome. My name is Tam. I'm also known as the Enlightened Auntie. If you are returning, welcome back, squad. I am here today to do another general collective reading. We're not time specific here. We're also gender fluid. I may be saying you and I'm talking to them. I may say them and I'm talking to you. Please put yourself in this story wherever you seem to fit. Please remember also that time and energy are fluid. I could be talking about the recent past. I may be speaking about the present. I could also be talking about the future. So please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you'd like to book a personal more aligned with your own story, all of my information can be found below in the description box, and my books are always open. I welcome you to join me for a session, all right? All right, let's check out to see what Spirit wants to talk about today. All right. I'm like, ew. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, so let's get into it. Current energy. It's really interesting. On one hand, I definitely feel like collective. I think the last reading where I was talking about like being open and receptive to receiving the blessings that are coming in, blessings are starting to come in. I also am getting the energy too of with these blessings as they come in. It's really important for you, and I'm looking over here at the lesson. It's really, really important for you to be flexible in how things are carried out or how things are moving forward or progressing with whatever it is that you are trying to create or build for yourself. I am getting a little bit of rigidity, like you may have something in your mind about the way that you want things to play out. And Spirit is really encouraging you to just kind of let that go, because this is all part of like going with the flow, because I do see that that's part of the lesson here. The obstacle that you may be dealing with or getting ready to be, getting ready to deal with, it feels like negative self-talk or self-defeating behaviors that prevent progress. Spirit is encouraging you to continue to take the gradual steps that you need to take, no matter how big or how small. It's like taking those gradual steps. Even if you take one small step every single day, by the end of the week, you would have taken at least 7 steps. You know what I mean? It's something like that, because otherwise you're just standing still. So part of your, part of the dilemma for you maybe is to kind of like stop talking yourself out of the progress that you're making, okay? The overall lesson is still with this egg. You know how I feel about these eggs and these cards. This is about going back to the thing that you started and doing what it is that you originally planned. But there's a need for you to kind of go with the flow and realize the value of divine timing. Okay? That's really, really important here. All right, let's jump in and see what messages. No, let's not use this deck. Let's use this deck. All right. So let's see. So we need you to not be so rigid. We need you to stop looking back. Especially don't look back if what you're looking back at you deem as some kind of failure. Okay? Because it goes back to this self-defeating behavior where you're, you may look back at some of the past mistakes that you made, and you kind of get down on yourself, don't do that. Take them as lessons. You know, you didn't know then, you certainly know now. And because you know better now, when you know better, you do better. Okay? All right, let's get into it. All right. Yikes. Wow. Look at y'all, collective. Look at y'all. There was a situation here. I think you, at one point, had been going back and forth in your head about whether or not to stop investing in a particular situation or relationship or whatever it is that you've been working on, or investing your time in. I think you might have gone back and forth about it for a while. You might have gone back and forth about it for a while. But I've got two cards here of like, okay, we're not doing that anymore. We're no longer going back and forth because you're kind of seeing that. And I think part of your decision or the decision-making process here that you were dealing with, I think your ego may have gotten in the way, and I don't mean that in a bad way, kind of like, because fear and ego go hand in hand. You know, your ego is, you know, the folks who are ruled by their ego or can't do things because of their ego, it's based on fear of rejection, fear of abandonment, fear of ridicule and judgment and all that other stuff. I think that might have been preventing you from making the moves, just because you may have been worried about how other people would view you or perceive the decisions that you're making, especially if you're choosing to end something because it's no longer giving you the value of, you know, you're no longer finding value in what you've been investing in. Okay. I like it. I like it. Okay. I hear that something was draining your soul. That's kind of, I'm looking at the cards. It's like it was time to it was time to end the situation because it started to feel draining. It's draining you. Okay. It has taken you a long time. It has taken you a long time. I think this came up in a couple of readings ago. Like, I feel like there's also the energy of someone here who is maybe a little fearful of public attention, or I heard afraid of being famous. So even if you are in the public eye, I think maybe there was a little bit of something here. Again, fear, which is tied to your ego. Fear of how you're being perceived or how, but let me tell you, you're being viewed in very positive light. You come across as very ambitious, very caring, very nurturing, incredibly creative. You're a go-getter. People admire you. They admire your beauty. They admire your poise. And it kind of feels like you don't really want the kind of attention that you may be getting. But I just heard the glow is all around you. There is something here, and it's because of whatever this is that you're walking away from. It allows you to birth this new opportunity that does look to be very, very successful, very, very abundant. But there was a need for you, and I'm looking at all the cards of going back and forth, back and forth. You were prioritizing at some point this thing that has been draining your soul over choosing this new abundant opportunity. Again, you've been going back and forth because I do see the stagnation here. And again, there's this energy of really having to go with the flow and surrender. You're struggling with it. You're struggling with it. I hear the message for myself. I've been struggling with it. And it's kind of like, even though you may have made the decision, some of you may have made the decision, but you haven't actually acted on the decisions that you've made, right? Okay. Look at that. You're making this decision because I kind of feel like, on one hand, I see where you made the decision to no longer put in work into this thing that was draining your soul. It could be anything. Okay. I definitely see where you're not putting any effort into, you're not wanting to put any more effort into the situation that was draining you. And you haven't necessarily been putting in enough work towards this abundant new beginning because of the fear. And Spirit is saying, literally, all you need to do is tap back into the thing that you love. Okay? I even get the energy, too, that you've been, I heard, lying to yourself. Lying to yourself. Lying to yourself, deluding yourself, thinking that, you know, if I just keep on working towards this thing, it's going to give me exactly what I want, and that's not really what happened. And I feel like on the other side of the decision to stop working with this energy is the rejoicing and the happiness and the celebration of the brand new opportunities that are coming right behind the decision. I don't want to leave a spoiler alert, but I already see this moving in my own life. I made the decision. I've already acted on it. So I can kind of see where this is going. Interesting. You forgot your worth. I think you forgot your worth at some point. And now you're realizing that you can't rely on this situation. You may have, when I tell you I see my own story in these cards right now, it's crazy. I feel like you've forgotten your own worth at one point. And I feel like you became reliant on maybe this particular situation that you've been working towards or working with. You've kind of been relying on that for your stability. And it really wasn't giving you that. It turned out to not be what you expected it to be, what you hoped it to be. It doesn't allow you the ability to create for yourself. So you had to make a choice. You had to make a choice. You've been holding on to the situation, even though it may feel conflicting for you. It may have felt conflicting. You could also be dealing with people or dealing with a situation that may have, and I don't want to just outright call it manipulation, because maybe it's not. Maybe it was misrepresented. Okay, that could be a lie, but it may have been misrepresented to you. Something here may have been misrepresented to you. And so I think maybe you held on to it a little bit longer than you needed to. And I definitely feel like the choice that you're left with, it's interesting because I got a gang of cards here of choices. I think the biggest choice here was learning where, I said this maybe 2 readings ago, where to apply the pressure. What stirs your heart. Now, I don't know about you guys, but this all for me looks like it definitely can be relationship. It doesn't have to be. This could be a relationship. Could literally be work situations. For me, it's work situations. But I'm definitely seeing where you may have somewhere along the lines here forgot what your worth is and your value. The abundance is tied to you. So no matter where you go, you're going to be abundant. Okay. Look at you. Okay, I like it. I like it. As soon as you choose yourself, or you choose the pathway, the path of least resistance, I feel like that is literally the decision that you needed to make in order for you to reap all of the benefits and the rewards of all of the hard work that you've been putting in. Independence, stability that you can create for yourself. I feel like part of the situation too, you might have gotten yourself caught up emotionally into the situation. So I kind of feel like part of this decision also require you to kind of detach emotionally. I heard this is business. You may have had to detach emotionally. And you may have held on to the situation because I felt like there was this false sense of security. But now it's time for you to start putting in action or putting in time towards your goals. You're finally seeing the truth of something, or you're seeing the reality of your choices. And I feel like, especially if this is work related, for those of you who are considering moving on or moving towards some type of entrepreneurial pursuit, the moment you stop becoming dependent on whatever monies that you're making from your current job, the moment you choose yourself and realize your own worth and value, and you free this situation from your auric energy, you free it from your mind. You're no longer worried about it. You're not tripping off of it. You got good things coming to you. Now, there will be some competition and potentially even some conflict. But I definitely see where you're not really enamored by this situation, and I think you do so much better on your own. You may be remembering a situation from your past that left you with bad memories. So maybe there's a situation here that may be reminiscent from your past, right? This feels like a whole separate message because I'm reading this in a very different way. You may have a situation that's connected to your past. You could have overcome a whole bunch of hurdles and learned a bunch of lessons. I think you've had some time to kind of internalize the steps that you've taken in the past. and understand where the missteps were and why the outcomes turned out the way that they did. You may have decided to do things a little untraditionally, but Spirit's really funny, because this whole section right here literally talks to me about the way that I moved in the past. I see how I'm personalizing this. But this kind of reminds me, and I guess I'm telling this story because there's someone out here who's watching this video who's probably done the same thing, so this message is relevant. So what this looks like to me is, in the past, maybe you had, you know, a bright idea, very unconventional, very untraditional. You had a bright idea and you ambitiously went after whatever this goal was initially, right? But the plan may not have gone the way that you expected it to go. And therefore you weren't able to really, you know, take off the way that you had envisioned. And it really, over this, you know, last season, you've really had some time to kind of internalize the missteps. You are starting to recognize, you know, exactly where you made your mistakes. The mistakes are always healthy because you learn from those. You learn so that you go forward. You don't make those same mistakes again. I definitely see where, you know, things didn't quite turn out the way that you wanted them to. And so, you know, being really stressed out and unhappy. And then there was like a big dramatic shift here with the tower, because the tower has changed because the foundation was not solid, right? So, you know, not being able to really move forward or progress because you weren't really as dedicated to the situation as you could have been. And now look at you. Now look at you. Now you're in the energy of, I mean, you've been persevering. You've been tackling all of the really hard parts. And I feel like at this stage, it's time for you to kind of let your guards down. I'm hearing be vulnerable. There is still an element of fear in moving forward. But 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, and a Strength card, it's right here. It's right in front of you. All you have to do is just go for it. Stop lying to yourself. Stop gaslighting yourself. Stop deluding yourself. And go. And go be the best you that you can be. Now, if you're expecting some kind of information or news, there may be some delay in it. There might even be some delay in travel. But you realize that hasty moves don't work. I definitely see you're no longer wanting to work collaboratively with other people. You may feel as though you've been betrayed in some kind of way, or there's been some type of lies or something in the background. But you're choosing to part ways. You may have people here that are not very happy about it, but you're no longer afraid of the unknown. You're no longer afraid of the unknown. I like this. This is really good energy. All right, let's grab some tea leaves. I'm not going to clarify with another deck. take this as it resonates. I mean, collective energy is collective energy. I tell y'all what I did last night. If you want to know what I did last night, follow me on Twitter. Yeah. This reading is all me. Cat, two-faced friend. Bird flying, news on the way. Happiness. Candle, you will be shown the way. Success, I love it. Vase, secret admirer. Bear, danger, especially in money matters. So pay attention to your finances. Tulip, great passion. Ear, good news. So good news is coming. We have two cards here about news coming and good news. And we have firecracker, excitement. Broom, new home, new attitude. Hey. Lobster, financial pinch. So pay attention to your money. Okay. Be smart with your spending is what I heard. Okay, be smart with your spending. If you're making moves, be smart with your spending. Don't just spend all recklessly and frivolously. Somebody can't keep their lives straight. You are finally free. There's a spiritual teacher here. Somebody hates that your intuition is on point. Somebody tries to convince people that you are the crazy one. Lies are coming to the surface. There's a mother out here. You could be a mother. We have drug addiction. Capricorn. And secrets coming out. So we got secrets coming out. Lies and secrets coming out. They can't keep the lies straight. Their stories ever changing. Then we have neighbors. So neighbors could be significant here. We have healing. Somebody's throat chakra is being affected. So maybe somebody's not speaking up. Somebody is saying move in silence. Somebody, they're trying to keep you second guessing. Capricorn, again, is out here. January, maybe of significance, could be dealing with an Aquarius or a Capricorn. Somebody left you for dead. Could be an older woman here. Family members are involved. Somebody has abusive patterns. Your ex may be involved. Cheating man or cheating woman. Spirit guides and ancestors got you covered. Somebody has anxiety. And somebody's being left behind. Bottom of the deck is homelessness. All right. Let's grab some Auntie on deck cards. You are not alone. The angels are with you. You can only have one sacrificial decision. New people, new energies create new foundations. I love it. Lessons being learned, karmic ties and situations. It's time, let go, you'll be okay. Stop, time to reconsider. Walk in your truth, be seen and heard. Authenticity is key. Stagnant energy is preventing forward movement. Get unstuck. Bottom of the deck, maybe seeing synchronicities of 666. Balance peace in your life, especially with your loved ones. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. If any parts of this reading resonated for you or gave you clarity over your own situation, please give the video a thumbs up so we can circulate it to those who need the message the most. Again, if you'd like to book a personal more line with your own story, all of my information can be found below in the description box. My books are always open. I welcome you to join me for a session. Please ring the notification bell so that you know when I upload the videos. Follow me on TikTok so you can see previews of the readings before they're published onto the channel. Hope you guys have an amazing weekend. I love you. Take care.